Hey guys, so I didn't do a very good intro for this vlog, so I kind of wanted to do a voiceover explaining a few things that were happening in these first few clips. So I was actually hanging out at the library. We ended up purchasing a few books at the little local library shop that was there, but the main reason why we were at the library was to do some work. I ended up kind of not doing as much as I wanted to. I was, as you can see here, I was transferring over files from my camera onto the computer, creating some folders for them, and I didn't do as much editing like I wanted to. Unfortunately, the library ended up closing pretty early, so we went to Lowe's, and as we were walking into Lowe's, some awkward situation happened. So when we walked in, all the employees were kind of like staring at the door, so it was really awkward. And as we were exploring Lowe's to find the things that we need, it was kind of hard looking for what we were looking for, but we managed to end up finding it, and that was some plexiglass that we were looking to get. We ended up getting a few different sizes because we weren't sure what we needed, and we got sandpaper because we were planning on using it to sand down the plexiglass. Hi, hello, welcome to another vlog. I just got home. My husband and I have been doing a lot of work, him schoolwork, me for this channel. We were chilling at the library for I want to say at least 2 hours. We ended up having to leave because the library was closing, so we ended up going to Lowe's because we wanted to pick up some acrylic plexiglass sheets because my husband wants to put them up by the stove and by our sink so that the oil and water doesn't splash everywhere. We've been having issues with that, so that's the reason why I went to Lowe's. And now we're home. I also ended up getting a ton of books at the library because the library has a little bookstore there that you can purchase some books. So I ended up getting quite a lot of books. So you know what? Let me set you guys up and I will haul the books that I got this past month. Now that I have you guys set up and my dog is nice and comfy behind me, you're gonna just hear him pant quite a lot. Let's do this impromptu book haul. You know what? I'm gonna shift a little bit over so you can see my beautiful doggo. He's so cute. He's going to end up leaving in a bit because I know him. He wants the couch and then he gets too hot and then he's going to jump off. Anyways, let's start off with the first book that I got earlier this month. I actually filmed a come book shopping with me, so I'll link that in the cards for you guys to check out. But the book that I ended up getting that day was The Chase by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book to the Briar U series. I read one of her other books previously and really enjoyed it. As I predicted, he wants to get off. Go ahead. No? Okay. Anyways, this is the first book to her Briar U series, and I read one of her other books and enjoyed it, so I decided to pick up this one. And this one follows a girl who ends up having to move in with her brother and her brother's best friend, and things get a little steamy from there. So that's pretty much like the gist of it. I don't want to spoil myself for the story, so I kind of just read a brief synopsis. So that's what I know about this book. Then the next book I purchased from a place called Bookman's, and this store is a store that sells a lot of used items, so like used books, video games, movies, music, all other knickknacks, and as well as new items. And when I went to their book section, I ended up finding a book that I've been looking for and I cannot find at all at my local bookstore or used bookstores, and I do not want to buy it on Amazon. So I try to hunt this book down, and I finally found my own copy of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. And if you guys don't know what this book is about, this book follows a girl named Tiffy. She ends up having a really bad breakup with her boyfriend, and so she has to move out of her flat. And she sees an ad by a guy named Leon who's looking to share a flat with someone. And the interesting thing about this is that there's only one bed, and how this works is that she is going to stay there at night and he's going to stay there in the morning because he is a nurse that has the night shift and she works the morning shift, so it works out. He's going to be at the flat from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and she will be at the flat from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. pretty much. So that's how they share a flat together, and they end up leaving each other little sticky notes around the house since they don't really see each other often, and things take off from there. I ended up picking this book up from the library to read because I heard pretty good things about it and I ended up really enjoying the read, so I decided to pick up my own copy, and I finally found one, and I am currently rereading it at the moment, and so far I'm enjoying it as much as I remember, and I'm super excited to see what my thoughts are again at the end of this book and see if I still love it as much as when I first read it. Alright, the next set of books is what I got at my library. in their little bookstore. So I got quite a lot of books there for a great deal, by the way. I ended up getting, like, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books for under $30. That is amazing. So the first 2 books are actually for my partner. I ended up finding this one for my partner and he was super excited for it, and that is the manga of Cardcaptor Sakura. This is the first one. He really loves this anime and this manga, so when we saw it we had to snatch it up, and it was only 50 cents. That is crazy to me. The next book my partner got was The World of James Bond, The Lives and Time of 007 by Jeremy Black. I think that's what the book and the author is. I can't really tell. Again, I don't really know much about this. Again, it's my partner's. I'm assuming it's something about James Bond. So those were my partner's books. The rest are my books that I wanted to get, and I decided to pick up a few books in the mystery and thriller genre because I'm in that era of my reading life. So I picked up 2 books by Karen Slaughter. The first one is Piece of Her, and the other one is False Witness. I don't know much about these 2 books because most of the time thrillers and mysteries, you really don't want to read the synopsis because it kind of spoils you, so it's best to go into mystery and thriller books blind. So that's what I'm doing. I ended up getting this book for $3 and this book for $2, so that's super exciting. So the next 2 books I got, I was actually influenced by Books and Lala. I follow her, I love her channel, and she's a big mystery thriller reader. So I ended up picking up 2 books by Ruth Ware, and that is The Turn of the Key and The Lion Game. Don't really know much about it. I picked it up based on Books and Lala's recommendation. And this one I got for $2, and this one I got for $3. Hardbacks I got for $3. That's crazy to me. Then the last 2 books that I got is based off of all the good things that I've heard on the YouTubes and the TikTokies, so I was influenced by it. And the first book was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriella Zevin. Don't know much about this book, but I've heard really good things, and I've actually read a middle grade book by her before called Elsewhere. Enjoyed that book quite a lot, so I'm super excited to see how much I enjoyed this book. Then the last book to this impromptu haul, I'm super excited that I got, because honestly I am really surprised that I found this author's book for this price at a used bookstore or even a local library, because she is so popular, and that is Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is Malibu Rising, and I only got this for $4. Do I know anything about this book? No. Have I heard really good things about this book? 100% yes. So did I get it? Yes. And funny thing is, I actually saw this book as we were paying and leaving, and I just couldn't pass it up, because $4 for this book. And this book was released not too long ago, I want to say. I forgot what year this was published. 2021. And I got it for $4. That is shocking to me. So I had to pick it up. Don't know nothing about it, but I've heard good things about it. So yeah. So this is my stack of books that I got. I can't even fit it on screen. Oh my god, it's so large. But I'm super happy. It's been such a long time since I spent this much money on books. I remember I went through a huge phase after I discovered BookTube and bought so many books, and now I've slowed down on buying books because I know what genre I really enjoy, and I'm a big mood reader, and I have been trying to read most of my TBR books on my shelf. So that's the reason why I haven't really been buying books. And at the same time, I've been using my local library because your girl has, I want to say, let me check my wallet, because I have all my library cards in here. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 library cards, so I have access to 4 different libraries, and surprisingly they're in my vicinity, so I'm able to get the library cards for that reason, because it's near the vicinity. It's really weird how jurisdiction works here, but you know what, not complaining. So I've been checking out a lot of books from my local library and reading them, A, to save money, because your girl has been on this finance journey to try to get her finance in a nice spot, because yeah, my 20s, I did not really think about finance, so now I'm trying to get better at it. Though I'm still in my 20s, still trying to get better at finance, so yeah. Are you whining to let me know it's time? It's time to go on your walk? Yeah? He does this every time when it gets close to 8 o'clock, when it's his nightly walk. He just whines, yeah? And then kicks my shoe everywhere if he doesn't get his way. He is so smart. Right, Tur? Alright, I'm going to take my doggo for a walk. Stay. Okay. Okay, so funny enough, while we were walking our dog, our Domino's pizza guy was here, and we actually had to go and find him, and it turned out he was already by our apartment door, so we had to go all the way back to pick up our pizza. And then while I was eating my pizza, we ran out of the CO2 tank, so now our adventure is to go to Fry's to get it replaced, and here's us taking it in and getting a new one right here. So yeah, and funny enough, my husband was actually struggling to put this in, so yeah, but we can now make our soda. This has been a nice investment, by the way. Alrighty, so I'm back home. I had to go to Fry's because our soda stream ran out of CO2, so gotta replace that. So now I have my pizza, and as well as my soda, because I need soda while eating pizza. But I wanted to talk to you about like my day, because today has been a little bit chaotic and weird. So I don't know if anyone has ever had this where you had like a productive but unproductive day kind of day. So for example, I did a bunch of tedious tasks that I felt like didn't really make me do much. Like I feel like I didn't accomplish much. I moved a bunch of files from my camera to my computer so I can edit the videos. But I didn't get to any editing because it took over 2 hours to transport all those clips onto my computer and hard drive. And then I finalized the video, pretty much did a last watch through of the video to make sure I didn't miss anything and there wasn't any editing mistakes. And that was pretty much all I did when I was at the library. And then obviously I picked up a few things, but that was pretty much my day. So I went to work, spent 2 hours at the library, went to Lowe's, grabbed some stuff, and that was pretty much my day. Also, speaking of Lowe's, so when we went to Lowe's, a guy comes out of Lowe's screaming and threatening the employees. The guy literally comes out and he goes, "F you, I know everything about you. You better watch yourself." And I'm like, sir. Funny enough, he wore a Domino's shirt and we ordered pizza from Domino's. We didn't think about that. We just wanted pizza tonight and Domino's was the cheapest option. But that's kind of funny. And then, on our way to Fry's to replace our CO2 tank, I think we witnessed someone running away from a robbery. We couldn't tell. It was oddly very suspicious, the way these kids were like running and yelling at each other. It was incoherent. I didn't hear from the car because our windows was up. We didn't stick around because let's be real honest, lately it's been very dangerous. Best not to stick around. It's just this late night and crazy people running around. 2 against 5 ain't really it. So we just kind of drove on. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. It's been a crazy day, to be honest. But now I'm gonna enjoy my pizza, watch some YouTube videos, and drink my soda. So yeah, and if you guys are curious what I got a Supreme pizza. Or as Domino's has now changed it to Deluxe Pizza. I'm still upset that they changed the name. It should be Supreme. It's always Supreme, not Deluxe. I don't know what in their right mind they thought to change the name. But that's my rant for the night. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.